Alright, looks like we have been given the okay. So, Revenge of Shinobi. Revenge of Shinobi. So traditionally, runs of this game are done on the hardest difficulty. Really the main difference between these difficulties is the fact that on the hardest difficulty, you take more damage from sources of damage, and you start with 0 lives. And running out of lives means you have to use up a continue and start the entire level from the beginning. Doesn't matter where you die, the boss, one screen later, doesn't matter. You start from the very beginning of the level. And you only have 3 you only have 3 continues to complete the game, otherwise you will game over. And that's basically the difference. So I'm actually going to start time on game start here. And we'll start in 3, 2, 1, go. So, the main thing to start things off, well, nice start. The main thing to start things off with the Revenge of Shinobi is this power-up right here. I do a nice little defensive stance with this, and this will actually deflect all projectiles thrown at me, at least most of them. It also greatly increases my damage output, so I need to hold on to this power-up for the entirety of the game. There are many places a power-up actually does drop from, so there is plenty of... just in case I do end up losing it, there are many places that I can actually grab it from. You also might have noticed I actually took a hit from a ninja's body. This actually doesn't do damage to me because, well, I don't really know why, but that's just kind of how it works. I guess a human's body doesn't really have like anything sharp or anything that actually damages you. Nice dodge there. Projectiles, if you do take a hit to a projectile or a source of damage, you will actually lose the power-up from that. But we will be utilizing some key damage boosts off enemy bodies throughout this run. Alright, so that's the level itself out of the way. Now time for the first boss of the game. And get nicely close and slash him in the face. And there he goes. Fairly clean fight. It was a slightly sketchy sort of distance there on that last slash, but we did manage to get him. Now this screen here is where things get a little bit dicey for most people starting off. How you move in this screen is what determines what kind of log patterns you get, and if you do stray from such movement, you're gonna find that you're gonna be waiting on these log patterns and not be able to go fast. You'll find yourself waiting, basically. It's often that's the very first screen that foils most people when trying to go fast. There are harder screens, but that's probably the first major roadblock in learning the speedrun. Otherwise, there's like no actual running in the game, so there's not like super incredible tech to the movement itself. What is most important though is making sure you execute on the boss fights. It's what sets apart the best from the best runners to the good runners. So that boss there, he has all these shadow clones, and that attack I actually used in the air there with all the kunais. If you rapid tap your attack button, you'll actually throw a whole huge amount of kunai right down on him, and this will knock all the shadow clones out of him, as well as knock him into the corner. And that will end up, and considering we had the powered up, considering we had the power up, that meant he was too shottable, and that's why he disintegrated real quick there. It's one of my favorite quick kills in the game. It's not the hardest one, granted, but it's always pretty impressive to see it. Alright, so this screen here, it's pretty important. I always do this the same exact way as usual. Good. Didn't want to actually push my movement forward too much there, because you don't want to get decked in the face with a whole bunch of bullets. And here's the boss for this level. Also, those doors in that previous screen, they will suck you out of the level, and that is instant death. It's another screen where a lot of people tend to get messed up at. Alright, so level 4. Level 4 is the junkyard. Oh, goodness gracious, I can't believe this. Okay, so I'm gonna have to get rid of you. It's okay, we got another power-up right here. I'm actually gonna use this ability here. Not quite feeling this screen, so we're just gonna eat the lag just a little bit, and then utilize a body boost off of that guy. Also, yes, that is Rambo. You are not, your eyes are not playing tricks on you. This game has a bit of a history with its copyright infringement. It's gone through a number of version changes over the course of the game's release. And this screen here is pretty important cycle to get. Okay, we got it. Nice. Actually going to take that nice and slow. Pretty important I utilize that Fushin ninjutsu there. Normally ninjutsu is actually a big time loss because of how long it takes to prep it up. But on that screen, it actually cuts down a huge portion of that screen. So it's faster to actually spend time. Oh, come on. It's faster to utilize the ninjutsu on that screen. And we're also utilizing it here because obviously it's faster to climb instead of waiting on elevator cycles and whatnot. Alright, so this screen's awful. Most people who play this game get absolutely destroyed on this screen. There are these red cars, I think at my health value, I think I can still be one-shotted. Thankfully, I do have the power-up, which means I can take a single hit. All it just means is I lose the power-up. But once you have no power-up and you take a hit, you actually will take damage. So that is an important thing to keep note of. Nice little body boost there. Instead of actually taking a hit, she actually did no damage there. Okay, we're actually going to take this nice and safe. We didn't actually go far enough. We did not get the truck 2 cycle. That is the hardest quick kill to get in the game, but it's fine. It's whatever. Now we move on to Chinatown. Get our Bruce Lee knockoffs. Now this girl right here, okay. That was actually pretty nice. I actually got boosted the other way. Wow, really? I missed that jump. Supposed to utilize that box to get up there. I'm gonna wait. Actually hit him. Nice. There is a slightly faster way to do that part, but I'm a little iffy on it, so let's decide to go with the standard norm that I'm used to. Relatively clean Chinatown otherwise, aside from that missed jump. Now the train's all on a global cycle here. So it's just about knowing when to jump, for the most part. Up. Hopefully I don't get... Okay, nice. So we're out of the underground tunnel part of the train. This is actually good, because we don't have to deal with those steel bars anymore. Now we just have to deal with all these ninjas. And they're going to drop out from above. We do not want to try to jump over them. We just want to walk and just let our power-up do all the work. Shoutouts to Busterman. He's the one that found out all the setups there. Otherwise, a lot of the dirty hard work of all the quick kill strats were found by a man by the name Baze86. Also, yes, by the way, Spider-Man is also Batman in this game. You can imagine the very first thing that got changed in this game with that in mind. And that's stage 6. Now, stage 7 is where we reach a particular jump that is very, very tight to do. And there is a risk of us dying. We are going to try to go for the normal jump over. You can do a body boost, and it does save about a second, but it's very, very tight window, and I'm extremely inconsistent at it, so I'm not going to press my luck with it. Nice. We got it. Normally, the safe thing to do is actually pop the Fushin Ninjutsu and jump over that gap, but it's a very, very, very tight window. But we did it just fine. Now, this section's not quite as bad. Just stick with the normal strats here. At the end of this screen is a fight with Godzilla. I'm not actually exaggerating there. Yet another blatant copyright thing. That one actually didn't get changed for a while. Probably because it was sort of ambiguous a little bit to assume whether it was actually Godzilla or not. This boss is awful. Sometimes a kunai will just randomly not register a hit. But we did just fine. Good fight. Alright, cool. So stage 8. Stage 8 is the last level of the game. And with our powered up kunai and my typical normal strats of just causing a whole bunch of lag, this screen is not quite so bad. The optimal strats, though, are a little bit scary because you have to... Trying to drop the lag requires some pretty precise, actually precise kunai throws, and not just the spray and pray attack that I just, like the one I just did there. Getting through that screen is nice. So now we have the labyrinth. This is entirely a maze. It's very hard to know where to go, casually speaking. But when you do know where to go, it's actually a surprisingly pretty easy part in the speedrun, which is interesting because this is the last section of the run. Like, once we actually get to the end of the labyrinth, we will be facing the final boss of the game. There is a room right near the very end that I can't get screwed for luck on. Thankfully, if I do take a hit in this room, there is a hidden power-up in the room after. Ideally, though, I do not want to get body boosted the wrong way. Alright, we actually got it. Didn't even lose our power-up, so that was actually very, very clean. Very clean labyrinth overall. Alright, so I'm actually going to go for the Shield of Z kill. This is a very, very tough fight, and probably will get hit in this fight. Oh, dang. Just missed my missed the jump. It's fine. That was still a really, really, really good fight. I just messed up the final... If I actually didn't get hit there, I would have been able to kill him with the power-up there. Oh, by the way, that was time. Wow, actually cut the 1340 there. Really good run. Wow. I am actually legit shocked. I really did not practice for this game. I didn't even expect to run this game. Yeah, time is when the lock actually drops off the door, because that's pretty much exactly when you lose control of Joe Musashi there. If you want to know how to do that fight properly, though, there is holes on the side of the walls, and if you shoot kunai in those holes, you will actually stop the trapdoor briefly from caving in on Naoko, who is this girl right here. Usually though in the speedrun, even if you get hit, usually we just stop to ignore the girl and just get the bad ending if we just want to finish the run and not die to Zed. Anyway, that's it. That's pretty much the run. So I want to thank the staff for actually allowing me to run this game. Thank you very much. I guess that's pretty much it for me. So yeah, good luck to Crusader on the next run. And I'll be back, I guess, tomorrow with Super Ghouls and Ghosts. It's going to be a big race. I look forward to that. Some of the best Super Ghouls and Ghosts runners are going to be in that race. So I hope you all are looking forward to that as well.